struck two. Still I kept rolling next to you. One more lap with you. Now I know this feeling's true. Round the floor, just us two. Every shining dream came true. One more lap, one more song. I could roll with you all night long. Next Saturday I'll be waiting to take another lap with you. One more lap, just me and you. One more lap with you.
Hey, come on! The afternoon is calling. You came upstairs with the summer sun, 3 boxes high and nowhere to run. A little green cactus slipped from your hands and broke its home where the stairway ends. I found a coffee can, painted it blue, made a tiny sign with a name for you. You laughed and said it'll be alright, so I asked you up before the evening light. Bring your smile and leave your worries behind. We'll meet where the city meets the sky. Come to the rooftop at 5. That's when the whole street comes alive. Bring that melody you sang today. I'll find the chords and you lead the way. Come to the rooftop at 5. We'll sing while the summer clouds roll by. No invitation, no grand design, just you and me on the rooftop at 5. You climbed the stairs when the clock struck 5, with that little green cactus still alive. The neighbors gathered in a crooked row with wooden chairs and a radio. I played the tune that I heard you sing. You found the words and gave them wings. Then every window opened wide and half the building sang outside. Bring your smile and leave your worries behind. We found our song between the rooftops and sky. Come to the rooftop at 5. That's when the whole street comes alive. Bring that melody you sang today. I'll find the chords and you lead the way. Come to the rooftop at 5. We'll sing while the summer clouds roll by. No invitation, no grand design, just you and me on the rooftop.
a simple line. I found the words and wrote them down in time. Closing time in C major. You played the tune, I filled the paper. While the rain kept falling outside, we turned an empty store into Saturday night. Closing time in C major. Two strangers becoming songwriters. One little tune was all it took. You played the keys and I wrote the hook. I crossed the hall with a receipt in hand. You moved the bench and asked me where to stand. I sang the words I'd written on the back. You smiled and gave the song another track. The ceiling lights went dark from 1 to 10, but neither one of us could stop it then. The final note was hanging in the air as morning waited somewhere past the square. You played it once, then asked me for one more. Our new song echoed through the quiet store. Closing time in C major. You played the tune, I filled the paper. While the rain kept falling outside, we turned an empty store into Saturday night. Closing time in C major. Two strangers becoming songwriters. One little tune was all it took. You played the keys and I wrote the hook. The next day on the piano stand, you found a note in my own hand. Same time tonight if you agree. Save one empty bench for me. Closing time in C major. Now every evening brings us closer. When the busy afternoon is through, I cross the hall to sing with you. Closing time in C major. Our little song keeps getting greater. One rainy night was all it took. You played my heart and I wrote the hook. The final chord was warm and bright. Save that empty bench tonight.
I left the club at 2:30, and in a brown suede coat I thought I knew. But when I reached inside the right-hand side, a little red lipstick took me by surprise. There was a number on a folded note and perfume on the collar of the coat. I checked the label underneath the light. This wasn't mine, but it fit all right. Somebody somewhere had my lucky dime, and I had a number at closing time. Wrong jacket, right number. Funny how one mistake can make you wonder. Wrong pocket, right clue. A little mix of letting me straight to you. We traded back what we wore that night, but I kept your number if that's alright. Wrong jacket, right number. One small mistake brought us together. The next day by the club at 3, you wore my coat down past your knees. You held my guitar pick up in the air and said, I think you left your watching here. I gave your lipstick back to you, then asked about the number written in blue. You smiled and folded up the note, then slipped it gently in my coat. You said that number had another name, but after meeting you, it's not the same. Wrong jacket, right number. Funny how one mistake can make you wonder. Wrong pocket, right clue. A little mix-up led me straight to you. We traded back what we wore that night, but I kept your number, if that's alright. Wrong jacket, right number. One small mistake brought us together. If the lights had been a little more bright, we might have gone home alone that night. Now every time that old coat's on, I think about what could have gone wrong. Wrong jacket, right number. Now I never have to sit and wonder. Wrong pocket, right clue. Every lucky turn keeps leading to you. We got our jackets back that day, but neither one of us walked away. Wrong jacket, right number. The sweetest mistake I can remember. Wrong Wrong jacket, right number, and to the right girl after all. I photographed the pier at setting sun. Empty wooden boards and no one.
I left the film beside the darkroom door,
Never knowing what was waiting there in store.
I took my picture by the garden wall,
With summer flowers growing tall,
but in the tray beneath the crimson light,
our separate worlds appeared as one that night.
there you were, and there was I,
Standing underneath
the same painted sky. In run life straight.
Nothing looked the way we planned,
But you were smiling, holding my hand.
it wasn't sharp.
It wasn't clear.
Still, I'll keep it year by year
A beautiful mistake was all it took
to bring to life
the picture we never took.
oh, the picture we never took. Led me straight to you. Hey! I found an orange typewriter downtown at a Saturday market on the edge of town. A single page was hiding in the machine with the kindest little words I've ever seen. Dear whoever finds this, don't be afraid. Write down the truth you never dared to say. I knew that careful handwriting was yours, so I carried that old typewriter back through the door. Dear whoever finds this, here is my first brave line. Would you share a cup of coffee if you have a little time? I bought an old typewriter, but found a reason new. Dear whoever finds this, I hope that someone is you. You pulled up a chair and rolled the paper through, then typed, I'll have some coffee, sugar times 2. I read your answer and began to smile. You closed up the market for a little while. We left that page inside the machine, the shortest invitation either one had seen. Now every letter that we write begins with how we met that night. One faded page, one simple clue, and one small table made for 2. Dear whoever finds this, here is my second line. I'm glad you shared that coffee and gave your heart some time. I bought an old typewriter and found a love brand new. Dear whoever finds this, every word leads back to you. Every word leads back to you.
Every morning at 7:10, I saw you reading the news again. You took the window, I stood nearby. We traded smiles, but never said why. Then Monday brought a crowded aisle. You saved one seat with the business file. You moved the paper and smiled at me. That empty place was where I wanted to be. Save me the same seat tomorrow, right by the window next to you. We'll share the headlines and the sunshine while the city comes into view. Save me the same seat tomorrow. I'll catch the bus at 7:10. Today began with one small hello. Tomorrow, let's begin again. A downtown parade blocked every street. The driver said we would have to use our feet. We left the bus and walked instead, talking about every book we had read. Outside my office you wrote the time across the corner of the morning headline. Window seat reserved for two. You folded the paper and passed it through. I kept that note the whole day long, like the first small verse of a favorite song. Save me the same seat tomorrow, right by the window next to you. We'll share the headlines and the sunshine, and find another street to view. Save me the same seat tomorrow. I'll catch the bus at 7:10. Today begin with one small hello. Tomorrow let's begin again. Same seat tomorrow, my friend. You grew tomatoes across from me. I raised some basil on balcony 3. We waved each morning across the square, but never sent a single word through the air. Then my old watering can broke in two, and something came sailing over from you. A bottle of water crossed the line, so I sent back lemons and leaves of mine. Basket on a string, what a lovely way for love to begin. Back and forth above the courtyard wall, you sent a note and I sent it all. Basket on a string, carrying every little summer thing. The farther it traveled across the blue, the closer I felt to you. You sent red tomatoes and a note that read, they taste much better when the sun turns red. I wrote, why don't we meet downstairs? No more talking through the open air. But when I pulled the little basket home, it came back empty. You had already gone. A knock arrived at 8:30. You stood outside with a dinner plate, tomatoes, basil, a table for two. No string between me and you. Basket on a string, what a lovely way for love to begin. Back and forth above the courtyard wall, until we didn't need the line at all. Basket on a string, you carried more than a summer thing. It crossed the space between our view, and brought me face to face with you. No string between me and you.
At 12:15 you cross the street, lunch in your bag and rhythm in your feet. You chose the same old game each day and sent that silver ball flying away. Then one last light began to blink. The table shook and your score went blank. I opened the glass and set the ball free, then placed my last game token by the machine. Tilted toward you, like the table when the silver The following day at 12:15, your name was taped above the machine. You took my token but shook your head. Let's find some lunch outside instead. The game stood quiet as we walked away, and I didn't miss that score display. No flashing lights, no ringing sound, just two paper lunches and a bench we found. You said, tomorrow same old time. I said, any place if you're beside mine. Tilted toward you, and suddenly the whole day felt brand new. No record score could ever be as good as having you there next to me. Yeah, tilted toward you, every little sign was pointing true. The game was over, but I knew my whole world tilted toward you. Tilted toward you. Tilted toward you.
I took booth 3 on Saturday and watched the record start to play. A nameless song came through the line, though it wasn't what I had in mind.
I sang along beneath my breath, then heard a rhythm through the wall it left.
One little white cross somewhere, but suddenly a stranger shared the air. Different booths, same song,
Two voices finding where they belong.
a wall between us, but not for long.
We met before the record was gone.
The wires got crossed, but nothing went wrong. Different booths, same song.
I opened booth 4 at the final chord
You stepped outside.
and crossed the floor.
We asked the clerk the title twice.
He said, no name, it only arrived last night.
You laughed and said, then let it be
The Saturday song.
for you and me. Next week we left those booths alone and shared 2 headphones by the telephone. The record turned, the needle ran, and our untitled story began. Different booths, same song.
Now we both know where we belong.
No wall between us, the feeling grew strong.
We stayed until the record was gone.
The wires got crossed, but nothing went wrong. Different booths, same song. Different booths, one song. My green velvet sofa reached the stairs and stopped on the landing, settled there. We pushed it upward, pulled it down, turned it every way that we knew how. You dropped your groceries by the door and said, let's try that corner once more. The neighbors gathered from 1 to 9, each with a different grand purse belongs to you. Then brought us lemonade for two. The boxes waited by the wall, but we forgot about them all. That stubborn sofa found its place and put a new friend in my space. The sofa finally turned, and by the evening something more was learned. We pushed it left, we pulled it right, then sat together talking half the night. The sofa found its room at last, and you became part of my future fast. That sofa turned me toward you. I wrote one note at 10:30, then checked each little word again. Would you have lunch with me at noon? I hope to give it to you soon. I pressed one button, heard a sound, and paper started pouring down. One became 10, then 10 became more. My secret invitation flew across the floor. 100 copies of hello, flying everywhere I didn't want them to go. Every desk from here to the door knew exactly what I was asking you for. Then you wrote yes across the final row on 100 copies of hello. I gathered pages from every chair while curious faces filled the air. You picked them up without a word and made the biggest answer I had ever heard. Across the copy room wall at noon, a paper yes filled half the room. You saved one page and wrote the time. Meet in the lobby at 12:09. The office laughed as we walked away, but I kept that note from our first day. 100 copies of hello, found the only one I wanted to know. Every desk from here to the door saw us leave together just before you wrote yes, and I let my courage show on 100 copies of hello. One little note said hello. My pottery wheel stopped turning round. You moved your chair without a sound. We shared one wheel and one piece of clay, but pushed it in a different way. The taller it grew, the more it leaned. The funniest vase we had ever seen. We tried once more, but let it stay. Some things look better their own strange way. Our crooked little vase, leaning sideways with a smile on its face. Nothing like the one we meant to make, but lovely things can start with a mistake. I still keep it in my favorite place, our crooked little vase. The following Tuesday, you arrived with a little lamp hidden by your side. You placed a light inside our clay, and all its cracks began to glow that way. You said it isn't perfect, You see it glowing from down below and know exactly where to go. Our crooked little vase, still leaning proudly in its favorite place. Nothing like the one we planned to make, but love can grow from every small mistake. It lights the room each time I see your face. Our crooked little vase, still shining in its place.
Stood out in the sun with a cardboard sign that said free to anyone. I grabbed one side, you grabbed the other, each of us claiming we had seen it first. We tried my doorway, then your hall, but that stubborn piano would not fit at all. We sat on the curb with nowhere to go. Then you touched the keys and started playing low. The piano on the sidewalk had a faded sign and a stubborn lock. We couldn't lift it, couldn't let it go, so we played a song for the whole front row. By the time the evening shadows grew, that piano had introduced me to you. The windows open one by one, the neighbors gathered in the afternoon sun. A little boy brought a tambourine, the loudest Sunday we had ever seen. Then the community hall across the street offered our
chair with mine and asked us not to speak this time. You shaped your name but missed one sign. I moved your fingers into line. You smiled and tried it once again. That quiet moment made a friend. Week after week our hands would say a little more than words each day. You said hello without a sound, and somehow turned my whole day around. No crowded words, no grand display, just hands that asked if I could stay. The quietest question I ever knew became the loudest yes to you. One evening when the class was through, you waited in the hall until I saw you. Your careful hands asked, "Coffee for two?" I signed back slowly, "I'd love to." We walked outside beneath the lights, still talking with our hands at night. Some feelings never need a voice. The heart can hear the smallest choice. One simple sign was all it took. I read the answer in your look. You said hello without a sound and brought a brand new feeling around. No crowded words, no grand display, just hands that showed a kinder way. The quietest question I ever knew became the clearest yes to you. My quiet yes to you.
carried both of us away. Maybe carried us was running fast. My first front page drawing rolled through at last. Then paper caught beneath the wheel, and every moving part stood still. You reached inside to clear the line, and black ink flew at closing time. Your brand new shirt was white no more, but you just laughed and started up a roar. Ink on your white shirt, black little stars from a night of work. The press was loud, the deadline tight, but we laughed our way into morning light. That stain never washed away, it's true. Neither did the night I fell for you. time I turned the key, he walked the road I couldn't see. The tin robot found you and carried the words I couldn't get through. I wound him up, he crossed the floor and opened one completely different door. He found the way my heart once knew. That little tin robot led me to you. The little robot led me to you. In the summer of '69, we filled a box beneath the old town sign. I wrote your name across one page, then hid the words I couldn't say. Before they sealed it underground, I left one promise waiting to be found. The envelope held my hope and fears with 4 small words: open in 10 years. Open this in 10 years, when the dust is gone and the day is here.
If you still remember the summer we knew,
Save one dance, I'll come back to you.
let the seasons turn, let the whole world move.
Open this in 10 years, I'll tell you the truth.
In '79, the square was bright. They raised the box into the afternoon light. I found my name and broke the seal, then read the words you couldn't reveal. I turned around with the page in my hand and saw you waiting beside the bed.
10 summers passed, but there you stood.
Keeping the promise you said.